Hey guys, we're here at my home Grand Prix in Barcelona, and I think it's a good chance to present you to my whole car crew that are helping me to perform every weekend, and they are actually extremely hard workers. We actually also have quite a lot of fun together, and yeah, very important part of a Formula One team, the mechanics. Andrew! So here we have
Hello, mate.
Andrew Salt, also known as Salty for the friends and for the colleagues. Tell us a bit, what is the main part of your job?
Main part of my job, each race weekend I'll receive all the build information from all the engineers.
So the setup, right?
Mechanical setup, cooling setup, and then it's basically my job to then give that information out to the guys who have more specific jobs on the car, and then make sure it's built correctly.
He guides me out of the garage, so you will see him all the time. I leave the garage, he will be the one directing the traffic, doing a bit like the traffic man.
I don't think we crashed into it. Well,
not yet, not yet. And let's keep it that way, yeah?
Sure.
Okay, now next comes my front end mechanic, which is Ben. So it's from here forwards. Okay, so as you can see, he is also part of the cockpit and my seat, which is a very important part of a Formula One car and my comfort, which means he needs to go into a very controversial part of my body, which he takes good care of, and he's never really been too aggressive with me, so I thank you for that.
Try and be gentle.
In F1 we need to be very tight. Tell us a bit about your work, the toughest part and the thing you enjoy the most.
Tougher parts, probably in-session changes or getting the car ready before session.
The stress.
Yeah, lots of setup changes come through last minute.
Because of
when
Tom?
No, because of you.
Me? It's Tom. It's my engineer who asked for them.
You have a coffee, don't you? You go and have a little relax and a little chit-chat with everyone. And then you at the end, just before you're about to get in the car, decide you want to change the setup.
Every detail in Formula One counts. So guys, here we have Giuseppe. He's now my rear end mechanic. I say now my rear end because last year he used to be my front end mechanic. I do miss you because you were pretty good at doing my mirrors, doing my belts. You were pretty good at that.
At least I was good at something.
So I did miss you for the first couple of races, but then Benjamin has adapted very quickly and he's doing a very good job. Tell us a bit more about your job this year on the rear end of the car. What's different from last year and what do you do more?
Basically install the gearbox now, build it all up before. The gearbox comes, internals get assembled, and we basically put the uprights on, then put the brakes on and get it all fitted on.
Just one last question. What do you prefer, race or quali?
Quali.
Quali. So we keep going around the car and now we find, where is he? Oh, behind me. We have Phil, also known as Jess, that's right, for all of us. And Phil, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Yeah, please tell it to the camera.
I'm trying to prepare a Formula One car for you to race.
Yeah. He is also part of my rear end mechanic, or he helps Giuseppe. They are actually both joining, preparing the rear part of the car. It's actually very busy, that's why we need two mechanics for that part of the car. You have the engine, the gearbox, the suspension, all these things. Quali or race, what do you prefer?
What do I prefer? Race. I get to sit down, you know?
Yeah.
No, I prefer race. Pit stops.
So I'm responsible for all of the fuel system, all of the cooling on the car, engine install, all the hydraulics as well.
Why do they call it chassis then? I read it's chassis mechanic, and you're then actually in charge of the fuel tank, of the installation of the engine, the cooling and all that, and they call it chassis.
Yeah.
I don't understand
Yeah,
why.
it's all attached to the chassis.
I need to talk to these engineers that they say chassis maker. Anyway.
The most nerve-wracking is definitely the pit stops, you know, when the adrenaline's going and you want to do a good job.
Part of the sport and the adrenaline and getting yourself fit and ready for it. Last but not least, race or quali?
Oh, race, for sure.
Race, yes.
We're all here to race.
I agree. Yes.
You don't get any points for qualifying.
Exactly. Joel, please tell us a bit about your work.
Yeah, I'm your systems engineer, so I look after all the electronics on the car, all the calibration, configuration. Yeah, then when you're on track, I'm looking at all the live numbers, about 400 different parameters, making sure
400 different parameters?
About 400, yeah.
Can you imagine the brain of this guy during the race? It must be about to explode. Highest pressure point of the weekend for you?
First lap of the race, looking at all those numbers, making sure everything's tip-top for you, for your launch, for your best performance in that first lap, and make sure I don't miss anything that might be costing you some performance.
And the last question, race or quali? What do you prefer?
Quali.
Quali, why?
It's intense. Short but intense.
So guys, I've tried my best to do the best job I can presenting my whole car crew. I'm not a very good TV presenter, but I think I've done the job. The guys are amazing. You see how many hours and how passionate they are for this job. back in my home Grand Prix. The guys are super pumped, super motivated. Bye-bye.